Okay, the third part is double declining balance method. This one is probably the most complicated, but still very, very doable. Okay, I'll show you how simple this is. We know that we've got a 10-year life, and in this case, we don't need to look at anything just yet. We're simply going to go 100%, because that's the total amount we wish to depreciate, divided by the 10-year life, and we're going to get a percent per year. 100 divided by 10 is 10% per year. Okay, that was step one in my lecture. That's how you do double declining balance methods. Okay, so what happens next is I'm simply going to take that method there and I'm going to double it. Okay, so 10% per year times 2, hence the double declining balance method. This gives us 20% in the first year. So I'm going to take 20% per year, actually every year, but what I'm taking it of is the net book value. Remember, the net book value is the purchase price, and we do not take the residual value, the salvage value, into account until the very end. So I actually start with a full purchase price of $118,000, and I just take 20% of it. So I'm going to go 118,000, okay, times 20% or 0.20. If I do this on my calculator, I simply get 118 times 0.2 equals 23.6, or $23,600. That is the first depreciation expense I would take for the first year. I guess that's 2004. Is that right? Oops, sorry about that. 2004, I think, for the first year. Okay, and that's all they ask us to find. So if that's all I need, then I'm done. What I should do here is I should figure out what the net book value is at the end of the year. Okay, so there's my answer for that one. 23.6 is in fact one of the answers in your answer field on the worksheet. Okay, but I'm going to go a step further here. What's the net book value of this? And you didn't have to do this, but I'm just going to point it out to you. Net book value now is 118,000 minus 23.6. So at the end of 2004, once we take this depreciation expense, we're actually going to get 118,000 minus 23,600, and it should be 94.4. So the net book value of this asset is $94,400 as of 12/31/04, and that is also the net book value at the beginning of the new year, January 1st, 2005. Okay, so that's the net book value. And at the end of 2005, what would we do? I want to point this out to you because I think it's important to understand this, even though the problem didn't ask you to do it. You take 20% of that value, 20% times 94.4, and what you get here is the depreciation expense for 2005. So if I were to take that and go 20% again, then I would get 18,880. So notice it's called double declining balance for a reason. Okay, and so what happens here is the depreciation expense that I took in year one was big, 23.6. In year two, it's going to be 18,880. In year three, it'll be even smaller. In year four, it'll be even smaller. And eventually, I have to watch out because I cannot depreciate it past its residual value of $10,000. So in about year 8, 9, maybe year 10, I want to watch out because I cannot possibly make the net book value go below $10,000. The net book value at the end of 2005, once I did this, it would be, well, the net book value from the previous year minus 18,880. Okay, and that would end up being 94,400. If I do the math, 75,520. Okay, so oops. And this ends up being, I'm out of space here, but it ended up being 75,520. So I've got several more years to go before I get close to the $10,000. But this would be the new net book value at the end of 2005 and also on January 1st, 2006. I hope that makes sense. It's a little bit messy, but really all this problem asked you to do was find this number here. Okay, hope that helps.